We're gonna fire the old ramp truck up and get a truck ready to deliver that we sold. That's hard words for me because normally I don't part with stuff. So it's cold and I'm gonna let this thing sit here and warm up for a minute.
I'd say it's a nut job.
A little cold for my part of the country this morning. Oh. On the list of smart things you can do, picking cold gloves up off of a seat that's been laid here all night, put them on your hands to try to warm them up, not the best option. No. All right, before I get out of the truck, I'm going to explain something that most people that have the same kind of addiction that I do will understand. I absolutely have a car addiction. I 100% admit it. I buy stuff that I don't need, especially if it's cheap. I'll go get it just because it was cheap for no other reason. Now, as I said, don't let the truck fool you. I have been using it to throw some shit on and storage, but don't let it fool you. This side actually looks really good. She is patinaed, as the kids call it, but it's actually really, really rust free. Jeff done a video on his channel when he come to look at the truck to buy it, and he looked it over and pointed out how clean it was. This truck has two major issues that makes it perfect for what he wants. One, it's been a farm truck all its life, so it's got like the bed back there's bent in. It's got some dents and dings on it. And the second is somebody before me bought it as a parts truck. So they had robbed the fender off of this side, and they had sliced the entire bump out on this side over here. Bed floor solid. The cab floors are solid. Cab corners are solid. Cab mounts are solid. I mean, it's a solid truck. It's just sad it's been used for parts, and I had an idea is the reason I called Jeff and said, maybe I just want to keep this. So my idea was the cab is solid and just perfect on this thing. It's missing a fender. I could put a fender on it, put a motor and transmission in it, and then ditch the bed and put one of those work utility beds on it with all the boxes. Have a killer work truck, especially, and I'm not a patina guy, but especially if we could find somebody, and I know a guy that can faux patina the utility bed to match the cab. Oh, she'd be smoking. And I'm not a patina kid, but yeah. This is one I kind of hate to see go away just because I came up with some ideas for it. All right, I got one tire on it with air in it. I'm inflating the second tire. I know the other back tire will hold air. It just leaks out. In about an hour, it'll go flat. Good enough to load on and off the trailer. I got one tire that will not take air in any shape, form, or fashion. So trying to decide if I should just drag it on here with a flat tire, and we'll use that as a makeshift safety wheel chalk. Or if I should dig around here and see if I have another wheel with a tire that is good enough just to hold air. Because at the moment we'll only need one more tire. I had this tire laying over there, and not sure how, but when you're rolling it, you can audibly hear a rock rolling around inside that tire. That's just the weirdest possible thing that I could possibly think of. How it got in there, I don't know. But it's there. And a word of safety advice. Like these tires, I know they'll hold air because I've had air in them. I know they'll go flat. But you see how bad they're split? Probably actually an old recap. When you see tires that are split and cracked that bad, don't be trying to put 60 pounds of air in them or something and make them rock hard like you're trying to drive it down the highway. Be smart about it. Get away from the compressor. Like it's blowing up the tire on the other side of the truck right now. Get away from the compressor. Put 20, 25, just enough to get the tire off the ground so it'll roll decent. That way you don't worry about it, exploding in your face. Well, I winched down here, decided let's go in the house and grab a sandwich real quick. And 3 of the tires held air. But they did what they were supposed to do. They held air long enough to get the truck on here. So now all I gotta do is I've got that little Craftsman battery powered air compressor. When I get close to where I'm going tomorrow, when I get close to where I'm going with the truck, I'll just stop, fill up with some gas, fill up with some air, and then run on in and deliver the truck. I kind of gonna hate to see it go. Why do I get attached to garbage like this? I don't know. I think it's just a car guy thing. All right, so let's get this thing strapped down. After we get it strapped down, we'll clean all the stuff out of the bed of it, or most of the stuff anyway out of the bed of it, and we'll be ready to get this thing delivered. Now that it's loaded up, strapped down, bed's cleaned out, and it's ready to go, that's when things start hitting me like, man, wish I'd have kept that bumper off of there. Now's when you have to go through your little checklist and get everything strapped away, or squared away for safety. When I pull out from over there where it's parked, I just chunk the straps over in the back, but I'll roll them up, get them tied up nice and neat. Also, although I've got straps all the way around it, I also put a chain off here. You can see this chain's loose, but it's a safety chain. So if something did happen with the straps, I've got a safety chain to grab it before it fell off on somebody. So yeah, got to put a strap on that hood because there's no hinges on that hood and we don't want it to fly up. So a few little safety housekeeping things, and be ready to hit the road. What is this shit? I went inside to use the bathroom. What the hell is going on? Somebody needs to buy Mother Nature a GPS. This is South Carolina. What the hell? Well, this is going to make things interesting.
The next day.
Well, unfortunately, things aren't going quite to plan. As you've seen, I loaded the truck up. I went in the house. I went in there to get me a sandwich. It was around lunchtime. So I go in, fix me a sandwich, and I have this routine. It's a weird routine, but everybody's got a routine. I go in the house, I fix a sandwich, and I'll turn on Andy Griffith. And I'll watch one episode of Andy Griffith for lunch with my sandwich. That's my daily routine. So I go inside, eat a sandwich, watch some Andy Griffith, come back out. It's freaking snowing. What the? It's freaking snowing. I don't know what's up with that. No call for snow with the weather. Weatherman's the only guy I know that can be wrong most of the time and still everybody clamors to hear what he's got to say. You know what I mean? It's a very weird thing. So, I think, okay, this will be coming and gone because they're still not even saying there's snow here on the little weather app. Supposed to deliver the truck the next day, the following day. Next morning, I get up, come out, and we got a layer, what I'm talking about. It has snowed all night. Out of nowhere. I don't care. I'm still going to bring the truck down because that was the deal. So I'll reach out to the guy. I'm like, listen, I understand. Weather's a little weird today. I'll have it down there first thing in the morning. He says it's much worse in his area than what it is here. That there's a couple of bridges that they're just impassable because there's so much ice on the bridge that you can't even drive across them. They're not salting them. They're not doing anything. So he's like, yeah, you can't deliver it. I mean, you just can't come down here. So now I've got to put off that till next week. The problem is I put all my eggs in one basket as I generally do. I film what I do. So the video was supposed to be this epic road trip in the ramp truck, hauling this truck, taking back roads across Carolinas, just this great epic road trip, this cool destination. That'll happen on the next one, I guess. That'll be the next video you see because it ain't happening on this one. Unfortunately, this is going to have to be a short video, but I got to keep videos coming out, so you get what you get. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, I apologize. That's just the way it works. But in the meantime, to fill a little space, I'll show you a couple of cool little things we're working on inside the shop that, again, should be done and out the door, but because of the weather, there's been a few delays. One, we got this big Pontiac motor right here. I've still got to put the water pump on it, the balancer, the oil pan, the distributor. The oil pan's not on it yet because I haven't painted it and it's been cold and no good to paint it in the cold. The intake's just sitting on there. But this should be sitting on the run stand, which is kind of buried right there. But it should be sitting on the run stand, ready to fire up. But I'm not going to fire up an engine inside the shop. I think a little bit of my lungs. So I generally roll the door up, roll the run stand outside, and I run them outside. You can't really do that when it's snowing. You know what I mean? You just can't do that when it's snowing. So the running of this Pontiac motor has been delayed. This should be a really good sounding engine. Should be. This started its life as a 400. Got a stroker kit from Butler Performance, and it is now a 461 cubic inch, I believe, is what the stroker kit is. Got some really nice components in there. We spec'd out a roller cam for it. That's in there. MSD ignitions going in it. It should be a really nice sounding little motor. We went with the 6X heads on this one. I'm not a Pontiac guy by any means, but Pontiac guys seem to love these 6X heads. Listen, I'm not trying to sell you on them because I don't know anything about them, but the Pontiac guys seem to really like these 6X heads. So we put the 6X heads on it, and it's going in a 77, I think. 77 Trans Am. It's a Smokey and the Bandit replica car. That's what this is going in. I'm just doing the motor. I'm not doing any of the other stuff, but it's a buddy of mine. I'm taking care of the motor for him. And I got to put the water pump on it, the oil pan and distributor in it, and bolt the intake down. And then we can run it on the run stand. It's ready to go when we get a break in the weather. The other thing we got sitting over here in the corner, in this pile of parts over here, that is a 410, but 428 crank. It's got like I said, I can't remember if we bored it 30 or 40 over. I think it's 413 cubic inches is what it's going to be. Roller cam in it also, and then the FEpower.net, I believe is their website. It's Jay Brown's adapter to run a Cleveland intake onto a FE. So we got the Cleveland intake on there, tunnel ram, 2 4s. That's going to be a fun one to hear run on a run stand. And it's not far away. We just, I say the weather here because up till about a week ago, I didn't even really have any heat out here in the shop. And it got down so freaking cold that I went out and bought this. And it actually works. You let her run for about an hour, she'll get her warm enough in here you don't have to wear a jacket. So we're making progress towards making progress. So that's a couple of them we got. I've got another engine sitting right over here in the corner. It's done, just no oil pan on it yet because I don't have the proper oil pan for it yet. And then I got another FE sitting right here. It's a absolutely fresh FE that's never even had oil put in it. It needs to go on a run stand and run. It's de-stroked. Was trying something different with that motor. It may be the most powerful runningest motor I've ever seen, or it may be just average. I don't know. I'll explain what I've done to it when we put it on run stand and run, but it's basically a de-stroked motor, and the idea was it would rev more. I don't know. We'll try it. It was an experiment. Behind it is another 410 engine that it's going to get built. It's going in a real M100 Mercury truck. And then in the far corner over there is a 351 Cleveland block that I'm going to do something with. I'm not sure yet what, but something. And then, of course, I've got the short block sitting there that I ran in the Galaxy for years. Well, not years, year. The short block there, I ran in it. It's a 390 motor. It's actually 396 cubic inches short block. And it's probably going to be what we'll do some videos on head porting and valves and things like that. And we'll take a stock set of heads. We'll make them as good as we can. And we'll probably put those on that short block. And that's what we'll put in that world's cheapest F100 build when we do it. So that should catch you up on some of that stuff. Again, as soon as the weather cooperates a little bit, we're bringing the Jeep back in here and finishing up some of the body work on it, getting that motor fired in it, and getting that thing closer to being done and going back home. I apologize, guys. I had a great idea for a video. That was the epic road trip in the ramp truck. Unfortunately, the weather kicked that one out a week. So next week, I guess it'll just be the road trip in the ramp truck, where this one was just the loading up and getting ready for the road trip. You know, I could have ended this differently if I'd have been on it. And I told my wife I hate that I didn't think about it sooner, because we didn't get a whole lot right here, and most of it's already melted and gone. But I wish I thought about it before it all melted and gone, because there's a giant parking lot right up the street from me that in my mind I could already see this epic vision of this ramp truck with that old parts F100 on the back of it out there doing these long, wide donuts out there in this parking lot. Just woo, 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 woo. Maybe I'm the only person who would think like that. I don't know. But I would be willing to do her, that's for sure. Well, guys, I have to apologize for this video. We had to get a video out there, and this one was not what I wanted it to be. Sometimes they don't all hit a home run, you know what I mean? If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so. We've got some good content coming. As I keep telling y'all, we're going to get that Galaxy to the track and make some test passes on it. The tracks around here, they technically stay open year round, but if it drops below 50 degrees, I think it's 50 degrees, they won't let us make passes on it. All about safety, they can't keep the heat in the tracks. So, unfortunately, the past, I don't know, 2 weeks has just been too cold. This week has been worse than last week. Last week we were in the 20s and 30s. This week there's been some teens overnight, and I know for some places that's not cold, but for here it is. With that being said, the tracks are not letting us test right now. I'm holding out hope that this coming weekend, maybe it'll warm up a little bit, but it's not looking good. But if it doesn't this weekend, again, according to that weatherman, it gets it right sometimes. Next week, we're supposed to be back in the 60s. So there's no question that if we're in the 60s, that we'll be able to go out and make some test passes on that car. So y'all hang in there for about another week, and hopefully we'll get some track footage of that car trying to make a test pass. So y'all just hang in there. We're doing everything we can. Again, thank you to all you that subscribe and follow along this crazy journey. Couldn't do it without you. You guys are absolute rock stars, and we love every one of you. Don't forget to hit that little thumbs up button. Make a comment. Drop something in there. Say hello. Tell me where you're from. It doesn't matter. The comments really help these videos along too. Subscribe if you haven't. Share a video. We try to make content that relates to the average person. Sometimes it works, and sometimes, like today, it's an epic fail. So I have to apologize sometimes. If you haven't seen our video we did last time, the video last week was we went on vacation and took this cool train ride through the mountains. There's a lot of cool stuff in there. Seen a bald eagle just out there hanging out and chilling. Seen some elk. Although my mother that was with me is telling everybody we seen moose. They were not moose. They were elk. Pretty sure we're not going to see a moose in this part of the country. So, yeah, go in there and check that out. And leave us a comment and a like on that one as well. The video before that one, the world's first. It was about the Galaxy, the world's first VRS, dual VRS fed Ford FE. And we give a lot of reasons why I still say it's not only the world's first, I think it's the world's only right now dual VRS fed Ford FE. Guys, I appreciate you so much. I really do. And we're going to get better stuff out there. Just be patient with us and hang in there. The weather kind of booted us on this one, but it happens. We're doing what we can to keep them coming. God bless y'all. To him be the glory. We'll just see you on the next one, guys. It's going to be better, I promise. And I think some of you have asked, and I believe my daughter will be making her reappearance in the next video. Y'all seem to ask about her from time to time. Y'all enjoy it when we're together. So I believe she will be back for the next video when we make the road trip in that ramp truck. So y'all hang in there. We'll see you on the next one.
say is a nut job.